NBC News on KCAA Loma Linda, sponsored by Teamsters Local 1932, protecting the future of working families. Teamsters1932.org.
Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, I walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best.
Happy Sunday, everybody. You're listening to Whatever Works on KCAA 1050 AM and Express 106.5 FM. I'm your host, Sam Works.
I'm Kyle Kerrigan. Today we have James SB.
This is Mike here. So you guys know who we are. You guys know what we do. This show is about everyone coming on here and expressing their lives and their stories and literally just whatever works, right? That's all.
Whatever works.
That's all part of the game here. So I'm happy that James is here today. It's a new guest every weekend at 7. James is an artist, a local artist here, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And so we have one of his songs that we're going to be playing before we go on the show, before we take a break from the show, and also before we get off the air. But I do want to introduce James and give him a proper introduction. So, James, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us who you are and what you do?
My name is James. I make music. I'm from San Bernardino, California. And that's what I'm really passionate about, making the best music possible, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Putting on for the home team, that's all.
Yeah, we actually heard one of the songs that we're going to be playing today. It's my type of style in terms of like the music and how everything is set up. And one of the things that I want to, compliment on is that the music that's being played is not so loud in terms of like you putting your message out there, right? So when you're rapping, you're telling your story, like you're actually paying attention to what you're saying and not so much of all the instruments that are playing in the background.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Being able to for somebody to be able to understand on any level, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, lyrics is like first and foremost is the most important thing. Beat selection. That's pretty much like, the how hip hop started. Like that's what it was about, and then it kind of transitioned into something else. What we have today.
Yeah, and we had a handful of musicians and artists here on the show, and everyone has their own story. So I want to talk about your story and how you came up and what made you want to start putting your music out there and stuff like that. But before we get into that, Kyle, you know what time it is.
Sponsor, snjradio.com. No negative news, no politics, just feel good music.
Good music. So, James, you have a like an artist name that you go by?
James SB.
James SB, I like it. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us your story, like from start to beginning. What made you want to start rapping and then actually pursue rapping?
What made me want to start rapping? I used to have this stereo in my mom's house in the living room, and my sister used to work at Burger King, and they would have like music, like she would get like CDs like 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying, Outkast, Marshall Mathers LP.
They play that at Burger King?
No.
Oh, okay.
She would mix it, but she was getting some of the CDs that she got from there. But she kind of pushed me in that direction without knowing, And then once I heard Get Rich or Die Trying, and I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
Made me want to study some more, get to know,
It's a really good record.
Oh man, it's a classic record.
One thing I can say about you is, you've always been for the culture. Always been for San Bernardino. I'm not going to bring any of the past up between what you've been through with other people, but I can say that, one thing that I admire about you is, the tenacity that you have, and that you've always been for the culture. You've always been for San Bernardino. If there's anyone I could probably say in the industry that I would know that would come to bat for San Bernardino, I would know you would be there.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know.
And speaking on like situations I had in the past, it wasn't like I was a bad person.
Right. Exactly.
I was just fighting for my
And
trying to find my way.
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Like trying to take my respect that I felt like I needed. You know.
And definitely, I feel like you definitely did that. You know, you're putting your name out there.
But that closes doors too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's like.
But you know, I like, especially hearing KO, you know, TD and the Book of James. You know, I see big things in the future for you. You know.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not done growing.
No, definitely. You know.
You know,
I think that's what it's about.
So like I kind of go off experience, you know.
Yeah.
The more I see, the more I can talk about.
Right. Exactly.
You know, so I went on a cruise after I dropped the Book of James, you know. And
Okay.
it kind of like a reset, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of like change my perspective, you know. Like I want more.
Right.
Now, you know. I still love it the same, you know. I don't care if I ever blow up off of it.
Right.
It's just I enjoy it, and you know I do it at a level.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say what level, you know, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I do it at a certain level.
Okay. Yeah.
Now you said you wouldn't mind if you blew up, especially in the music industry. But reverting back to that, what if you never like blew up? What if you never made it out there? Would you still be like
I would still be
content?
doing music.
Still be doing the music? Okay.
Yeah.
And you talk about the Book of James. Is that your most recent album that you
Like
created?
an album, you know. I have like I only consider 2 albums that I put out. The rest are like EPs, you know.
Yeah.
But I feel like when you make an album, you know, you kind of want to go harder than, you know, on every song. Like, you
Right.
know, like you've listened to good music before and you know, like, oh, you know, this album got a lot of skips or, you know,
Yeah.
like I was trying to want to make quality music all the way through, you know.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's what it's all about for me.
I definitely feel like you achieved that with Book of James. You know.
That's it, man. Like,
Yeah.
I was proud, you know. And I get to see my peers, like, do their thing, and that inspires me to go harder. Like, whenever, like, I'm feeling, like, not necessarily motivated or, like, hey, it just makes me, I should be doing more. It makes me feel like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm lacking. I'm slacking.
To talk about the Book of James a little bit, I know you talk about some people who influenced you in the music industry out here. Was there anyone that you could say or shout out, or like someone that's really helped you develop kind of your own style out here?
I wouldn't say it was like a development thing.
Okay.
He just, you know, showed me the way.
Gotcha.
Like kind of like a big brother.
Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah.
a Kanye and, you know. And when I talk about this person, I'm talking about a person named C.J. Simmons, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like big bro. You know what I mean? Still big bro,
Yeah.
you know.
How much have you grown over the last couple of years? You talk about or the Book of James. Is it like a whole story about you, or what is the Book of James? Is it just like all your
It's-
thoughts and emotions played out into one album?
It's like a lot of stuff I was going through at the time. Like in the process, like I went through a breakup. I went through, you know, my pockets was hurting.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like life gets in the way of the art sometimes, and you know, once we get life right, we could come back to the art. You know, so that's kind of what I did. Like, I'm in a better place, you know, in my life. You know what I mean now. So
Yeah. So it was like a testament to you, like this is who I am.
yeah, it was like different
Yeah.
stages of that. You know, that time. You know what I was going through. Like certain about songs. Like, you know, I spoke on things like. You know, it's meeting. You know, one of my favorite songs on the project is "I Just Want to Know You."
Yeah.
I felt like it was like I came to a realization about relationships to where it doesn't have to be a relationship. You know, you can have fun with somebody and, you know, keep it cool and go on, you know, get
Right,
food
yeah.
or whatever. It's like I didn't see in a relationship too many times, and 9 times out of 10 it's going left.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah.
That's true. And are you in a relationship now, or are you still on the
Nah.
single road?
Nah, I'm just I'm chilling. You know,
Yeah.
Chilling.
that's it.
How does that make does that at all affect your music making?
Oh, going through a breakup? I mean,
Or being in a relationship or even being single?
I mean, yeah. If I was, you know, if I had like this dream thing that doesn't exist, my music would probably be, you know, like you know, a different like feel, you know. Concept will be different, but
Yeah.
I'm just using this, you know, as is it's kind of like therapy, but it's like authentic because I'm telling you exactly what's going on, you know.
Right. Yeah.
And like people in my life, like they probably get it more because like names that I mention, you know, it clicks different. So
So, would you say that if anyone were to listen to your albums, which by the way, you can be found like on Spotify and
it's on
Apple
all
Music.
platforms, man.
Yeah. Spotify, Apple Music.
YouTube, anything you need in your life, it's there.
I like that. Is it James SB? That's it.
Yep.
I like
James
that.
SB.
So would you say if like someone who didn't know you listened to a couple of your albums is now able to kind of like know who you are before meeting you?
In a way, yeah. You know, we can have conversations. You know, they may be some type of feel like you went through or understand, you know, what I went through or, you know, a similar situation that happened in your life, you know. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Even if it doesn't connect to anyone else, it connected to me because I created it. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
And how long does it usually take for you to come up with a song?
like 15 minutes, like I'll come up with a hook.
Really?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got that natural talent.
It's like it just comes, man. You know.
See, that's when you know when someone's is like gonna be doing something with whatever they're doing because it comes so naturally.
Yeah.
You know, I had the opportunity one time to go inside a booth and do a song and all that stuff, and it took me days, bro, to come up with the hook and try to figure out what I'm gonna do. You know. And
Yeah.
I was like, man, I don't know how people do this. They come out with albums every month or a new song throughout the day.
Yeah, I don't believe in the album every month though. It's just like, you know, I mean, depending on the quality of the work, you know,
Right.
like you can just throw anything together, you know.
Yeah, and just call it an album.
But like
yeah.
that's why it's like, you know, I try to drop every year, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so but it's like to come up with quality, it takes time. It takes like experience, you know. Sometimes I'll get inspired. I'll be on the freeway or I'll be at Stater Brothers. I'll be like, oh, and I'll just pull out my notepad and I'll just, you know, I'll write something down. Then when I get home, I'll lay it and then it'll turn into something, you know.
Yeah.
So these thoughts, these lines that just come to you, that is it just like out of the blue, or does something trigger that? Like when you say you're driving, like it just like pops in your head, or how's that creativity come
Because
about?
you know, like I'm sure I'm not the only artist that listens to their music in the car to kind of test the, you know, see if that
okay,
mix is
yeah.
right. You know, say, oh, what should I put on the project? Like, you know, whatever song sounds better in the car, that usually makes the project. You know, so yeah, man, it's kind of like a process, but I think most artists kind of like start with freestyling, and then once you said something fire enough off of freestyle, you write that down, and that's the start of how it, you know, that's kind of the start of how your song goes, or
Right.
Okay.
you know, it could even be a concept or whatever.
That's pretty good. And who's part of your team? I know it's really hard for someone to build something by themselves. You have a team backing you? Or?
I sure don't.
You don't?
No,
Oh,
That's
man.
not what I thought you were gonna say. To be honest,
no,
That's
I don't.
cool.
I really don't. It's you know, I mix and master. I do outsource beats like when I'm trying to get a project just done, you know. But I got my own Akai keyboard, so
Okay.
you know, I do a little dabbling, you know. But as far as like everything, you know, like I'm paying for it myself, you know. So
Yeah.
if you know, some people have a luxury, you know, that I don't have, like you know, if I could just be the artist and I had the funding to make my dreams come true, you know, whatever vision I had, you know. But you know, that's not gonna stop me
Right.
not having it. So we out here, man.
I like the struggle, man. Can you tell me how real the struggle is for you to come out here? Like you were talking about, you know, having some doors closed, trying to put, you know, respect on your name. Like, what's the fight like on your side?
I feel like we've had some great conversations to where they knew where my heart was at. You know, they knew I wasn't a bad guy. I just was fighting for something,
Yeah.
You know, and that's gonna that's gonna get you isolated or
Right.
alienated or whatever you want to call it or what Kanye said, exiled.
Yeah, exactly.
So I found myself getting exiled when in reality I wasn't doing it out of like being a bully, like hey I rap better than you. I was like hey like why can't we get right together? Oh, we can't get right together. Then I started stepping. That's
Yeah.
all. Um, but after having those conversations, it's all love, man. The most important thing is pushing up the region.
Yeah.
It's not about me. You know,
Right.
that's all. That's what I came to learn along the way, and some relationships have been restored. You know,
nice.
so
Yeah.
you know,
From like a business venue and like a stage management perspective too, you try to work with all these people in the area, and everyone has their own idea on how they're going to bring the city up. And you have people out there that are going to be against you. My way is better. This is better, and they kind of get in your way. You know what I mean?
no, exactly.
And so it's pretty unfortunate. There are some bridges that are burned.
Right.
Especially on my end, people will kind of take things too far words, and they don't want to like have a middle ground or
A
like,
real conversation.
yeah, exactly, like a conversation. And so you just gotta kind of move past it and work your way up and keep going down your plan. And so those people will come back and they'll choose love or they'll choose war, and you gotta fight for your own clan, fight for yourself, and fight for your city. How you do that
Without getting
yeah,
exiled.
without getting exactly.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like just because I don't have my sword out anymore,
Right.
don't get it twisted. Like,
Right, exactly.
I can, it's like riding a bike.
Yeah.
Because like that's how hip hop started on corners. People traveling to neighborhoods to battle somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, that's the kind of like competition I've always kept inside of me.
Yeah.
Ready. But I'm not on it. I'm not on it no more. I want to see everybody that came up where I came up in a better position, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all.
What changed?
I came to it. Well, those conversations, and you come. As you grow, you reflect.
Yeah.
You come to conclusions, and shout out to Jake Asai because me and him had a conversation, and he told me, he said, you're doing more destroying than you're doing building. And that's when it really clicked, so.
Those are some heavy words right there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Because he saw me, he saw the rise, I wasn't always this nice on the pen. I just kept going, I just kept going.
Yeah.
Kept practicing.
Are there any bridges that burn that you wish didn't?
I guess you can say that, but I'm not gonna. Oh, please,
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
It is what it is, and
Yeah,
it ain't
it's
what it
what it
ain't.
Unfortunately, there are people that even that I work with or talk to that I'm like, man, if we were a team, we would be killing it. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just like some things just don't work out the way you want it to, but it works out the way it should.
Yeah, no, that's facts. Because they're always happy for you until you start doing better than them.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when it's a different,
Yeah.
And that's something I had to learn, also like you can't really shout too loud because it'll make someone feel maybe somebody's happy, but maybe somebody's like,
Yeah.
it's a very crazy game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's crazy, like like you see people in the industry too that get that little bit of power too. And like you think that you work with this person and like them for years.
And they switch.
And it's like, you know what? I'm done with you. So you done with me?
I mean, realistically,
Yeah.
people are the same people. I mean, they are who they are. It's not until until the money really shows who they
Yeah,
really are, or the
exactly.
power.
Yeah.
It's always them. It's always who they were before. It's just they didn't have the power to show it.
Yeah. And like I'm not gonna get too much into it, but like, politicians too. you know, they talk about, you know, I'm putting all this money in the community, and then when they get the money for the community,
That's the thing with
You know?
politicians. They make those promises,
yeah, so
and they get you guys all hyped up, and you vote, and then when it's time, you know, they
Yeah.
forgot. Oh, we got other things we got to do now, you know. So
Yeah, and same thing goes with, you know, partnerships and friendships. Like, if you guys are both in the mud together,
yeah,
you guys are gonna work together to get out. But the moment someone gets out of the mud, they're like, later. You know what I
Right.
mean? And it's
Yeah.
just like,
those helping hands, you know.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So a lot of the things that we gotta do, sometimes being in solitude makes you grow even more.
Oh
Right.
yeah, definitely, man.
Because that involves a lot of self-reflection, and I'm so big on self-reflection. Me and Kyle talk about it all the time. If you don't reflect, you project, you know,
You don't grow.
You don't
Yeah.
grow, exactly. And so I think music is one way of reflecting, especially, you know, when you're talking about like the Book of James and all this stuff. Like, that gives you an opportunity to really hear yourself.
yeah,
Like, have you ever made a song and then played it back and then actually like you're like, dang, I didn't know I actually was like saying those things, or, you know, felt that way over the
Man,
mic.
I've made songs to where it's like I predicted the future.
Mm.
Like it just didn't happen yet, you know.
Right.
Like, you know, people like certain people switching. You know, it's deep, man.
yeah,
It's very deep. But now to answer your question, I do feel like, you know, some songs get created that way. You know, some people like they probably have a different process. You know, everybody has a different creative process or
Right.
Right.
similar. You know, but usually, whenever I'm feeling like, what do they call it, verse blocked or
Oh,
artist.
yeah.
Kind of like writer's block, but
Yeah,
for
but
artists,
it's just
yeah.
like I never really got that. You know,
Oh, that's good.
it is harder to get there.
Mm.
Like I have to get to the level of creativity I want. I have to, you know, like be more in tune. Like, you know, like keep at it. Like if I play one beat, I'll be like, okay, I'm not feeling it, and then I'll be thinking, okay, maybe something's not right, and then I'll just keep playing them, and then that's when it'll come.
Mm.
You gotta keep it sharp, man.
yeah.
Is there a way that you prepare yourself before you walk into like the booth or something? Because like, for example, for me, like a couple years ago too, especially when I used to go to the gym, I was like, I always got to smoke before I go to the gym. I always got to have headphones. I always got to be chewing gum. Like, on your artist perspective, is there like a place or environment or something that you have to have? Like, whether it's like you walk in, you got to have incense in the room or something. Like, the way-
Crazy story is like there's another guy, inland guy, Eugene O'Neill. He told me,
Yeah.
he's cool.
if you drink or smoke in a session, it does something to your ears, you know, to where like you sound different than you would if you didn't, you know. And they said if your engineer is drinking or smoking, then they're not taking you serious. So
Yeah.
yeah, I learned a couple things, but water. You gotta have a little water when you
Stay
know.
hydrated.
Exactly.
You got to have water around you.
Exactly. Maybe like a little background anime.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
Okay.
You
There
know,
you go.
something like that.
That's cool.
To get the vibes, you know.
I
What's
like
your
that.
go-to animes that you?
Oh wow. My go-to.
Yeah.
Um,
Like if you're gonna like you have.
Naruto.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I could go back, man.
Yeah.
Trigun.
Trigun is a good one.
Yeah. There's so many. Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer.
Those are
Demon
all good
Slayer,
fight
yeah.
scenes too.
Bleach. Like I've
Yeah.
you know, I came from the city, but you know, it's okay to have different things you like.
Yeah,
You don't have
exactly.
to be out here knocking people over. You know. Yeah.
I like Tangent. There's a rapper named Tangent Wiggy. We met him at the
Yep.
award show.
Me and him had a good conversation also.
Oh yeah.
We'll do. Yep.
You know, he's really big into comics. He puts comics into his records. You know.
Carmex.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So like you know, like Iron Man or like, you know, just different like superheroes, supervillains. You know, he tells a story through his raps just because of his passion.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
That's
so
dope. Yeah, man. There's a lot of wrestling.
Lot of
You hear a
wrestling.
lot of good stuff.
a lot
out
of
here.
Dragon Ball Z from a lot of people. Noah James.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
man.
actually, yeah.
That's another good dude. He taught me a lot. You know.
Yeah.
sometimes you got to be creative, you know, and I guess that's one way of doing it, you know.
I mean, it flows through you, you know.
Yeah.
It's the beat tells you what it wants, you know. Sometimes.
I like that. Okay, so we're about to take a break in about like 5 minutes, so I do want to play your song before we go on break. Can you tell us the name of the song and what it's about?
The song is called All I Know About. It's kind of like two sides of the coin. One side of me is mature, you know, and the second side is still in the same environment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't move on up to Rancho, you know, or anywhere like that, you know.
Yeah.
Still San Bernardino, but yeah, man, like it's just you know, both sides, your higher and lower self, you know. So I hope you guys enjoy it. It is off my upcoming project, James Beach, which will be out. I want to say end of March, you know.
Writing these verses is all I know about. Getting that money is all I care about. Tough times don't last, my nigga, thug it out. Tough times don't last, my nigga, thug it out. Writing these verses is all I know about. Getting that money is all I care about. Tough times don't last, nigga, thug it out. Yeah, tough times don't last, okay, thug it out. Still riding through the roadblocks I chose to forgive. But can I be forgiven, or it is what it is? I know tomorrow ain't promised, it's the life that we live. I know these ain't honest, take them right to the crib. Say your Uber outside, then I'm back on my. When you rap at a high level, can't expect me to quit. I told Mac I need a pack, I'm about to take me a trip. I'm affiliated, but the shit don't make me a crip. Getting that money is all I care about. Writing these verses is all I know about. Tough times don't last, nigga, thug it out. Tough times don't last, nigga, thug it out. Getting that money is all I care about. Writing these verses is all I know about. Tough times don't last, my nigga, thug it out. Tough times don't last, my nigga, thug it out. I drop line after line, I made track after track. They don't hear me though, feel like J-Dot. My verses stay hot, I've been the one. Feel like John Lennon, here comes the sun. God flow, I'm in a beam, you in a Tahoe. I'm chipping, I'm double dipping. It's like a nacho, I'm really gifted. The gear shifted, then I got outro. Authentic, standing on business, can't love these women. What goes around comes back around, gon' have you spinning. Get money, ha, get money, get money.
Thought I was just talking, man.
Money.
Whether you know about me or not, I'm one of them ones, man. That's all.
Money.
And I'm on this planet trying to do my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Ha.
You hear the ocean at the end, the beach.
Yep, I like that. See, and that's what I'm talking about with the music. Like the music is not so, it's not so loud where you can't hear, you know, you rapping, you putting your story out there, your verses, and like that is definitely a beat that I would use if I was ever gonna like freestyle. Like, hey, give it a beat, I'll probably put that beat on.
Yeah,
You know?
it's with that kind of beat, you gotta, you know what I mean? It's no playing.
Yeah, your message has to be strong, you know, in order for it to work.
And a lot of people hide behind those loud sounds. You know, they're not.
Yeah.
They want to be there, but they don't have what it takes to be there. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they just want to be there, but meaning like the talent maybe isn't there. But hey, this is what I want to do. You know.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
It's tough out here, man.
It's tough out here, man. I like that. All right, you guys, we're going to be taking a quick 5-minute break, but when we come back, we're going to be continue talking to James SB here, and we're going to do a little recap on his music again. I got some questions for him, so stay tuned. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. You're listening to Whatever Works on KCAA.
Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, I walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best.
From the Bureau of Economic Geology, this is Earth Date. When did our ancestors leave the trees and begin to lead a life on solid ground? some real-life CSI has given us a big clue. Lucy, the 3-million-year-old skeleton of one of our oldest known human relatives, was recently on a museum tour of the United States. During her visit, University of Texas scientists examined her skeleton with geological CT scanners, similar to medical CAT scans, but with higher resolution. Fossil bones often break as they're buried, but Lucy's upper arm showed something unusual. It was compressed, with sharp fracture lines and tiny bone fragments intact. The team called in an orthopedic surgeon who confirmed that this injury in modern humans only occurs when they extend their arms to try to break a fall from considerable height. So they began to look for other fracture evidence of a fall and found it in her ankle, knee, pelvis, and ribs. They then looked to modern chimpanzees, which are about the same size as Lucy. Chimps nest in trees at heights of up to 35 feet, high enough that a fall could result in the same type and degree of fracturing found in Lucy. Further studies using the CT data showed that her ratio of arm strength to leg strength was more like chimps than humans. Both findings suggest that 3 million years ago, our ancestors may have lived a significant part of their lives in trees. I'm Scott Tinker, and this has been your Date with Earth.
Earth Date is produced by the Bureau of Economic Geology at the University of Texas at Austin. Earth Date is researched by Julie Hennings, written by Harry Lynch, and distributed by Mark Blunt and Casey Walker. For more stories, follow us on Facebook or visit earthdate.org.
Taheebo Tea Club's original Pure Pau de Arco Super Tea comes from the only tree in the world that fungus does not grow on. As a result, it naturally has antifungal, anti-infection, antiviral, antibacterial, anti-inflammation, and anti-parasite properties. So the tea is great for healthy people because it helps build the immune system, and it can be truly miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. The tea is also organic and naturally caffeine-free. A 1-pound package of tea is $49.95, which includes shipping. To order, please visit TaheeboTeaClub.com. Taheebo is spelled T like Tom, A-H-E-E-B like boy, O, then continue with the word tea and then the word club. The complete website is TaheeboTeaClub.com, or call us at 818-610-8088, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. California time. That's 818-610-8088, TaheeboTeaClub.com.
In these trying times, many people are depressed and lost because the future of our society is up in the air. If you're turning to substance abuse because you're feeling there is no hope, we have a way for you to see the light. SAD, or Stop Abusing Drugs, is a nonprofit organization that will help you at no cost to you stop abusing drugs. Founded by Tony Navarchi, SAD will refer you to the top detox doctors in your area. SAD will pay every and any cost for you, including doctor visits, counseling, and medications. If you need help, SAD is there for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you or a loved one needs help, or if you have a suggestion or idea for Tony, you can reach out to him by calling 844-493-3386. That's 844-493-3386. Or email Tony at tony@saddetox.com. That's Tony at SADDETOX.com.
Every Wednesday at 3 p.m., it's the Uncommon Sense Democrat with host Eric Bauman.
I love when his people talk about how old Joe Biden is, but he's just a couple years behind him.
You'll get the best political commentary and stuff like this.
Good night, Donald Trump. Well, it's time to go.
Join us for the Uncommon Sense Democrat every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the stations that leave no listener behind, KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM.
Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in Durga, walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. Happy Sunday. You're listening to Whatever Works on KCAA 1050 AM and Express 106.5 FM. I'm your host, Sam Works.
I'm Kyle Kerrigan.
And I'm James SB.
James SB is in the house, you guys, and he's our guest for tonight. If you guys if you guys are just tuning in and you guys missed our first half of the show, please go back and listen to it. We're live on Instagram right now. We'll have this recorded on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all that good stuff. But definitely want to make sure you guys are here live so you guys can call in at any time for any questions, comments, or concerns. Hopefully no concerns, though, right?
Yeah.
It's just part of the saying. But before we get back and jump back into the conversation, Kyle, you know what time it is?
Yeah, smjradio.com. No negative news, no politics, just feel good music.
Just feel good music.
And if at any point you want to talk to James, you can call us at 888-909-1050. That is 888-909-1050.
Yeah. So before we went on break, we played James's song, which is titled
All That I Know About.
All That I Know About. We're going to be playing we'll be playing it again before we close the show, but I'm curious, out of all the songs that you could have chosen, why'd you choose this one?
To be honest, I had to scrap a lot of my original project, because a lot of these songs are created were created before conversations were had.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And to prove that I was actually a man of my word and standing on business, like I scrapped a lot of it, because like that's not what I'm on now. My vision is clear, So me choosing this song, I just felt like it was hot.
Yeah.
All my songs don't like that's how I pick my songs to go on the project. Like it has a certain temperature to it.
Right.
At least to me, So.
Yeah, no, when we heard the song before break, I felt like cruising down Pacific Coast Highway.
Okay.
That's what that's the kind of vibe it gave me.
Yeah, man, I keep hearing that, it's chill, like smoke music. I mean, I'm not intentionally making people smoke to my music,
They just automatically just pull up a blunt. They're just like, whoa, what is this?
That's what they decide they want to do, I'm all for it, but
I mean, that type of music, when I'm listening to it, first of all, just the music itself puts me in like a nostalgic, dreamlike state. Like I can listen to the song and just like space out, you know, and daydream. And a lot of it is when it's with me and my boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're having conversations. Like but that's the best part of it. Putting like a song putting you into a dream state. Rather than just like listening to it and having no emotions attached to it at all. Like I never met you except for today, but like just hearing your music already, switches my mindset.
Right.
And I think that's what makes good music.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's the most important thing, man. Like I grew up off like off the bars, what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's
just one bar after the next. Each one has to be harder.
Yeah, that's like I hold myself accountable. Like I feel picky. Sometimes I'll be like, no, I'm gonna rewrite that. A lot of these songs, like you go through stuff. Something may transpire later in the week that you can write about in the second verse, or so.
Yeah.
It's always good to check yourself.
Right.
Keep yourself sharp.
And the music industry itself, the way it's changing and adapting to society and society changing its things. Like, how do you feel about rap music itself as far as what it is like today?
The allure, like to be a rap star, it isn't the same.
Do you feel like people get it too easy nowadays?
I feel like it's always been not what you know, but who you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Because who you know, it could change your whole situation overnight.
Right. Yeah.
Just by who you know, and like you don't even have to be talented.
Right.
Because like I engineer my own music, and like I remember when I had an engineer, it made me sound better. Like it's a lot of tricks of the trade that I don't know that I'm still learning.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of engineers saving songs out there.
Right, yeah.
Because they're making these dudes sound good,
That's true.
Until they go live, and everyone's just like, yo.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, only thing I was really lacking on was my live performances because I didn't do many shows. You know what I mean? Not because I was afraid to. It just I was so focused on the creation. You know, making sure the music was good. That was enough for me at the time. So,
gotcha.
Hopefully, I get to do some shows this year.
Yeah, hopefully we get to bring shows back. I know we're gonna bring Clash City back.
I will be excited for that.
You know, sometime in March we're gonna do like this big thing where we bring us all on and talk about it.
Okay.
Bring some venues back.
Yeah, that's exactly what we need too.
Yeah, and I talked to you over text about the vision that I had.
Okay.
Was to bring a venue, an all ages venue, back into San Bernardino, the Inland Empire in general. You know, because I feel like there's a lot of people who are putting in that work.
Yeah.
Have that G status, and feel like they got to do extreme things to get to famous.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? And, like, it goes back to, like, you know, I feel like some people get it too easy nowadays, like rappers. Yeah. You know, back then it was like, if you went down a neighborhood, you had to G-check somebody. you like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, people be rapping about this and that, and, exactly. Like, you know, they're not about that life.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, I feel like, you know, to keep that gang lifestyle away, to keep all that away, but also give everyone the same chance is a venue. Hey, I'm booking a show. Come speak your word. Come speak your, you know, your life. Come to the show and show people your story.
Right.
You know, and, you know, it's nonviolent. You know, I want it to be kid friendly. I want it to be for the kids. You know.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
You know, I want it to be for all those high school kids that are producing trash music right now.
Right.
That'll make it big someday. You know what I mean?
It's the next generation.
Yeah, it's the next generation. You know, people, you know, just sitting in the basement freestyling, making music. You know, I remember being a part of that at one time, you know, and it was all garbage music.
It's magic, though.
But it's magic, and it was ours.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I want to open a venue where we can get the kids involved, programs involved, put instruments and paintbrushes in you know, kids' hands.
I think there's something, was it Leads, or I forget the name of the program, but it's like a music program for kids out here. That's pretty cool, so.
Yeah, so I want to get involved with them, you know, see if we can get something happening.
Yeah, they make music too.
Yeah, but, you know, after COVID ended,
right,
you know, quotation marks, you know, I kept talking to Cody and said, hey, we're going to bring this back. We're going to bring this back. We never did. This year, we're going to put our foot in our mouths, and we're just going to do it. You know, we're not going for, like I said, fame.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we're going for the culture. We're going for the, you know, the people. And exposure. And, you know, I want you to be a part of that, too. Okay. And I want, you know.
Keep me posted, up, down.
Yeah. I want the radio station to be a part of that. You know, I want all the kids' programs to be a part of that. And, you know, if you have any shows coming up, hit both of us up, you know. He said, yeah.
I'm not sure, but I think I got a message from Pomona Loud.
Oh, Pomona Loud?
Yeah.
Okay.
They wanted to see me rock or whatever, but yeah, I would like to do more shows, you know.
Yeah.
A wise man once told me, says, you got to pop out more.
Yeah.
You know, if you want these shows, you know, you got to take pictures with babies, you know, kiss a couple with, like, the president.
Yeah.
Kiss their foreheads and
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
you know, have a Sharpie marker and just on their forehead.
Yeah. You know, exactly. So, like, that's my thing, because I just used to be in my little cave creating.
Right, yeah.
You know, I'm outside seeing, like, okay, they enjoy the music, you know, but I'm not out, like, you know. I think the last show I performed, but it was like a competition. It was Audio Mania.
Oh, yeah.
Hosted
by
Brick to Your Face. So, that was like maybe the 4th time I ever performed.
Really?
So, yeah. So, but I think, other than running out of breath, like, I think I did good. You know? Yeah, it was a good time.
I'm also talking to a couple people to bring back rap battles too. And so
I'm not sure if they need that, man. I remember what was this one thing where it was like a trend where everybody did their freestyle.
Yeah.
I forget the name of it though, but that's like.
Oh, like Cypher?
Yeah, it was like IE thing though.
Oh, I heard about that.
Those was years back, but yeah, that's where I kind of like, okay, like this is what I want to. That's when I knew like I could do it. You know.
Yeah. But no, I'm talking to a couple people. We're gonna start doing some rap battles.
Okay.
You
Like
know.
URL, like.
Yeah, URL, like like Blaze Battle type stuff.
Yeah. You know, I feel it.
You
That'd
know,
be great.
but there's a lot of logistics that come into that, and then like some people get too pressed.
Oh yeah, man.
So,
oh yeah.
That's
definitely. I've seen it all. You know, all.
It's just a show, but.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you can see it like Smack URL like.
There was some good stuff back in the
There was
days.
some good stuff,
Smack
but people got
DVD.
offended.
Oh yeah.
You know, rightfully so.
Yeah.
But you gotta handle it. You know.
Exactly.
Have you done any freestyle like rap battles or anything?
I put stuff on wax.
Okay.
You know, like at the time, the person I'm not anymore.
Yeah.
I used to, I used to go at people, like that I felt like I rap better than, or that was it. It was just music. You know what I mean? Like because I was getting little broed. Like, hell, that's little bro. Yeah, that's little bro.
Oh
like,
yeah.
In reality, what my pen tell me, I might be big bro. You know?
Yeah.
So that's all that was at the time. It's sweet, polite James. You know, nothing but love to give. You know.
Yeah.
What was the James before the sweet polite James?
He was the gray hoodie James. You know, he wasn't the greatest of guys. You know, he was an asshole. Or sorry.
Yeah.
That's okay.
You know.
Yeah.
He was a bad guy. So.
You know, when you were talking about like you changing, like obviously it's not just in the rap culture.
It's life too.
In life, yeah, I see that because when you're talking about it, like, oh, that's that was the old me or that was the old da da da, but it wasn't just that was the old rapper me,
Like I have that in my toolbox, but I'm not like that's not what drives me. Like I'm not trying to, outshine. One thing I learned, there's a book called 48 Laws of Power.
Yep. And
there's a saying in there, or one of the lines that says, "Don't outshine the master." And that's kind of what happened.
Have you read that whole book?
I've read some things. I'm not gonna say because they're gonna be thinking, "Oh, he's playing the whole." I'm not. This is really me. I really changed. I was a Jackie Chan say. I don't want no trouble.
I don't want a problem. If you want a problem, no problem.
Yeah, he never wanted it. But he'll handle it. So.
Yeah, no, I actually. So 48 Laws of Power. That's by Robert Greene.
Right.
And I have that book, but I have not picked it up and read it yet because I was trying to finish the book that he also wrote called Laws of Human Nature. And I was like, the reason why it's like, okay, you can learn the 48 Laws of Power, yes. However, if you don't know the laws of human nature, then it's kind of almost irrelevant, right? Because you're using those powers but not understanding the laws of human nature, So I
can feel that.
I finally read that whole book. It's like 588 pages, bro. I was like, it took me forever. I put that book down, waited a couple months, picked it back up, but I finally finished it.
Yeah.
And now I have 48 Laws of Power sitting on my dresser, ready to be read. And that's another like 600-page book, bro. I'm like, oh my God.
It's a good one though.
Yeah.
I feel like me not reading the human nature one. You kind of as you go through life, you get your own examples. This is like a big experiment. And you keep your notes and what is true and what is
Right.
You gotta like keep it as true. Like use it as it's something like a real thing. But yeah, 48 Laws is a very good book.
There's a book that Sam used to always talk about, and he got me into it too. Is Meditations.
Okay, with like 4 Agreements, that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I checked that.
Meditations is by Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah, who they said was the last good general or good commander of the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
It's the minds, man. Some crazy minds out here. And you're like kind of oblivious to like somebody could be using 48 Laws.
Yeah.
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 Like sometimes like I'll go home and I'll be like, well, I'll get to thinking like, should it like what was that?
Did he just do that to me? He's like, hey. He's all flipping through the pages. Oh, nah, he read this book.
It's so crazy, man. I just want people to know I'm really healed. You know, I really got love for everybody doing anything out here. I love my city.
There you go. So I like that. So we got about like 5 minutes left. This last half of the show definitely goes by a lot faster.
Yeah, there's only 20 minutes left.
It felt like the whole thing was, 10
quick.
minutes.
Yeah.
And that's the best part. You know you're having a good time when like time is irrelevant.
It's a real vibe.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
I like that.
One thing I do want to know before the show ends is the song that you premiered tonight.
Okay.
Is going to be on the next project, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you said you're trying to drop a project every year. Or at least that's the goal.
Yeah, but you're not gonna get them if they're not quality. Yeah. So however long it takes, I'm picky.
Yeah.
Like I listen to it. I'm like, okay, and then it's not even the songs being good. It's how you place the songs after each other. Like that, what kind of the magic of album making, because that's a big deal. What song plays after this one, or it gives you the feel.
Yeah. So like, we'll bring you back on, when you're ready to roll out the project. Okay. But
I'll be pushing merch too. I have some shirts,
Yeah, no, definitely let us know. We'll push it.
I might be leaving the streaming game for a little bit because it's slavery, man.
It is,
Come on.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather even if it's 20 people that wanna, I'm getting actual dividends. I'm getting real money,
Yeah, exactly.
And not a fraction of a penny of a penny of a penny. Yeah. Shout out to Curtis, man. He the one that inspired me to do that.
Yeah.
Like even if I don't have the greatest fan base.
What was it? It was like 1 or 2 million views on Spotify.
Like $300.
It's like $300.
It's crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
You can't get jiggy with that.
No. Like 100,000 people is like $27.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Right. But if you had 100,000 plays on Even or what was that, Bandcamp?
Yeah, Bandcamp.
You can move to Rancho.
You can move to Rancho.
You can go. Just go.
Calabasas.
Wherever. I don't know. You gotta put in some work to get to Cali.
Yeah.
It's different out there. Yeah.
You gotta have 2 jobs and a side hustle.
Right.
Yeah.
And do lashes.
Yeah, do lashes. Lashes are
That's pretty funny. All right. So before we wrap it up, James, is there anything that you wanna say before we close?
That and where can people find you?
You can find me anywhere. Instagram. It's James SB backwards, BS Samaje _, in between. Okay. Instagram, I don't do Snap. Twitter, X, whatever it's called. Yeah, it is James SB. You know, all platforms, James SB. I got maybe 4 projects out. So enjoy and wait for the new one.
Yeah.
But don't sleep on the underdogs, man. We
do not
just as talented. We don't have all the funding. But we can cook up too,
Yeah, exactly.
So
I think that's the best way to close it. I like that. Yep. All right, you guys, you're listening to Whatever Works on KCAA. Stay tuned for Farhan Shah at 8 o'clock. And next week, we have a new guest, a new week, guys. So happy Sunday. Stay blessed, and we'll catch you guys next week.
I chose to forgive, but cannot be forgiven, or it is what it is. I know tomorrow ain't promised, it's the life that we live. I know these ain't honest, take them right to the crib. Say your Uber outside, then I'm back on my when you rap at a high level, can't expect me to quit. I told Mac I need a pack, I'm about to take me a trip. I'm affiliated, but the shit don't make me a crip. Getting that money is all I care about. Writing these verses is all I know about. Tough times don't last, get thug it out. Tough times don't last, get thug it out.
News, weather, and talk from KCAA, broadcasting to the Moreno Valley, Corona, and Riverside.
And now, the voices of KCAA with an exciting announcement.
Want to hear NBC News or KCAA anywhere you go? Well, now there's an app for that.
KCAA is celebrating 25 years and our silver anniversary with a brand new app.
The new KCAA app is now available on your smart device, cell phone, in your car, or any place.
Just search KCAA on Google Play or in the Apple Store.
One touch and you can listen on your car radio, Bluetooth device, Android Auto, or Apple CarPlay.
Catch the KCAA buzz in your earbuds or on the streets, celebrating 25 years of talk, news, and excellence with our new KCAA app.
Just do it and download it.
KCAA, celebrating 25 years.
Redlands Ranch Market is a unique full-service international grocery store that specializes in authentic food items from Mexico, India, and from many Mediterranean and Asian countries, including popular items from the U.S. They offer fresh-baked items from their in-house bakery, house-made tortillas from their tortilleria, a delicious array of prepared Mexican foods, a terrific fresh fruit and juice bar, and a large selection of meats, seafoods, and deli sandwiches, salads, and halal meats. Their produce department is stocked full with fresh, local, and hard-to-find international fruits and vegetables that you cannot find anywhere else. Don't forget to stop into the massive Beer Cave and experience the largest selection of domestic, artisan, and imported beers in the IE. They can also cater your next event with one of their delicious takeout catering trays of food. Visit them at RedlandsRanchMarket.com. That's RedlandsRanchMarket.com. Redlands Ranch Market, a unique and fun shopping destination.
All Around Jumpers in Ontario would like to say thank you to all the local men and women in our armed forces who risk their lives daily to preserve our freedom and way of life. God bless America. This message courtesy of All Around Jumpers at 517 West J Street in Ontario. Trust the experts to rent your jumpers, balancers, tents, tables, chairs, popcorn, and cotton candy machines and more. Call All Around Jumpers at 909-638-4564. That's 909-638-4564. Lauren Espy, Century 21 Masters, reminds listeners that a family pet is a year-round commitment. Proper care includes regular checkups, vaccinations, dental care, spays, and neuters, along with flea, tick, and heartworm preventions. This reminder is brought to you by Lauren Espy, Century 21 Masters, reminding everybody pets are people too. Lauren from Century 21 Masters goes the extra mile to keep all her clients happy. Put her 15 years of experience to work for you and call her today at 951-623-6955. That's 951-623-6955. That's Lauren Espy, Century 21 Masters, on the air because they care.
You're listening to KCAA Loma Linda at 106.5 FM, K293CF Moreno Valley.
NBC News Radio, I'm Chris Coraggio. A long-awaited bipartisan deal to secure the U.S.-Mexico border and provide aid to Ukraine has been unveiled. The full bill totals just under $120 billion, with roughly $20 billion going towards the border. It provides aid to Israel and Ukraine, as well as other foreign policy priorities. In the deal, asylum screenings would be raised, with the practice known as catch and release done away. Senate Majority Chuck Schumer says he would be bringing it to the floor this week. California Governor Gavin Newsom says a state of emergency is now in place for 8 counties in southern